What's going on, guys? Sharif here. In this video we're talking about mini cuts. What are their benefits? How long should you do a mini cut? What should your diet consist during the mini cut? And most importantly, how you can make the most out of your bulk, because that's when mini cuts are useful. When you're trying to bulk up, you're trying to gain some muscle mass, good quality mass, mini cuts can really play a very big role in terms of keeping you fairly lean and helping you gain more muscle mass, all right? Because at a certain point in your bulk, you're just eating more, you're getting a little bit heavier, your fat percentage is increasing, but you're not necessarily gaining muscle mass or strength. And that's when it's time for you to pull back and reevaluate. Am I getting fatter? Am I getting heavier? Am I getting stronger? Am I getting bigger? And when you realize that you're just adding more weight without necessarily getting stronger, your lifts are not improving, or you don't feel that you can do more reps on the same lifts, well, it's time for you to go on a mini cut. All right, so a mini cut can last, let's say, in between, technically they would say between 3 and 6 weeks, all right? But I wouldn't go further more than a month, all right? 3, 4 weeks, 5 weeks max. You want it to be kind of short but intense. All right, the point of it is that it's short, it's intense, it will shock your body in the good way, where it will help your body fat percentage drop down. It will help you absorb more food, because sometimes, well, most of the time, you're in your bulk, you're just eating more, so there's more food in your bloodstream. So what happens is that your body doesn't absorb the food as efficiently, because you're kind of over flooding your system with carbs, with food. So now you have so much calories, and your body is like a wet sponge that will not absorb everything as efficiently. So going on that mini cut and depriving your body a little bit, making your body a little bit hungry, well, once you're back on it, you will absorb it better. All right, so maybe I gave too much information, but we still haven't started the video. So first thing you gotta know, 3, 4, 5 weeks, and it has to be aggressive, all right, especially on the carbs, while keeping your muscles. You don't want to just fast 24/7, because then you will lose a lot of muscle mass and you will impact your progress at the gym, which that's not what we want. Now, moving on, what are the benefits of a mini cut? Number one, a mini cut, all right, like I said, it will help you absorb the food better. So there's something called insulin. I don't want to go a lot into details, but imagine your muscles are like a sponge. And when it's super wet, the sponge doesn't absorb the water as much, as opposed to a sponge that is dry. Well, one drop of water and the sponge will absorb it right away. That's how your muscles become. When you're overly bulking, they become like a super wet sponge. So now you're eating more, but your muscles are not absorbing the nutrients as well, the carbs as well. All right, compare that to when you're cutting and you just have one banana, but you're cutting and you ate this banana and you're full of energy. You feel the pump, you feel those carbs rushing in your muscles. That's the same thing. All right, so you want to get back to that state where we call it insulin sensitive. So your muscles are sensitive to insulin, because as soon as you eat a carb, your insulin, boom, goes, takes it, because insulin is a store, it's a hormone that stores. So it will take that carb and boom, send it to the muscle, because the muscle will be ready for it. As opposed to when you're on a bulk, the muscles are full of carbs already. They don't want more, the door is closed. So now you're eating that carb, insulin goes, but there's no place to store it because all the muscles are full. So now your body starts shooting more insulin, producing more, and we call it insulin resistant, because now you're taking those carbs, but muscles don't want it, so the carbs stay longer in your bloodstream. Anyways, it's not ideal, all right? So now your muscles are not absorbing the food as well. Moving on. It helps you increase your appetite. A lot of people, when they're bulking, their appetite gets very bad, because you keep eating, you're not hungry anymore. Your digestive issues, your digestive system is always working. You start getting some digestive issues, gassing, bloating 24/7. When I used to bulk, I used to always be bloated. I used to go to the gym every set, I used to burp. I'm like, what is going on? All right, so giving your digestive system a little bit of a break can help you increase your appetite a bit more, and again, improving your digestion, more food absorption, which will lead to more muscle mass. All right, so a lot of time we're eating more on a bulk, but we're not necessarily improving, because we're giving, let's say, imagine a juicer a juicer where you put fruits inside, where at a certain point there's an accumulation of fibers in that juice machine where you can't get any more juice through. So you gotta clean it up, take off the fiber, throw them away, and now add more fruit so you can have a fluid kind of movement. Same thing with the body, all right? When you're over bulking, take a little bit of a break. I'll tell you when you should be taking it later on. Just stay tuned for this video. And it will help you absorb the food better. So appetite, people that have zero appetite when they're bulking, a mini cut can help because it gets your body hungry again. You're cutting, you're not eating as much, so now it gets the machine rolling. It gets your body craving again some food. All right, again, the sponge dries out, so now the sponge is craving some water again. Moving on, it lowers your body fat percentage. When you're bulking too much, all right, you get over 18, 19, 20%, I would say it's all right. But once you're over 20%, what happens is that now your body fat percentage is so high, and what happens is that your testosterone levels, which are your body's main hormones to help you produce muscle mass, lose body fat, feel good, the man's hormone drops and starts being converted to estrogen once you get your body fat percentage very high. All right, so a lot of men starts experiencing man boobs, fat around their waist, fat around their hips, and a lot of that is close to the hormonal impact that is caused by being too overweight. All right, so yes, you are in a surplus and you have a high body fat percentage, but now your hormones are also being affected. So you go in a vicious cycle because now your testosterone levels drop. Now you're losing muscle mass because your testosterone level is dropping. Just a vicious cycle impacting your metabolism. You're not feeling good, you're stressed, your body is trying to detox itself because of all the toxicity. Your body fat percentage is super high, you don't feel good, cortisol level goes up, you're in this fight or flight mode, your body is so stressed, and so on and so forth. And now you start eating junk food to compensate with all that stress. But long story short, high body fat percentage above 20% is not beneficial at all, because you might think that you're getting heavier, but in fact you are gaining fat and losing muscle mass a lot of times because your testosterone levels drop. So it's not beneficial anymore for a bulk. All right, it's not beneficial. Your goal is building muscle mass, and dropping your testosterone levels will completely ruin those goals. All right, so don't go too high. And I would say as soon as you start seeing some love handles, some fat under your chest, that's when it's time to go for a mini cut. All right, a lot of people want a percentage. They want me to tell them after 5 weeks do this, but everyone's different. And the only real measure for me is looking in the mirror. Look in the mirror. What do you see? Do you see that you still see your abs? Do you still feel shredded? If yes, keep going on a bulk. Do you feel like you're getting fat? You hold on your waist and you have those love handles. You have a lot of fat under your chest. You can't see any more definition. Well, it's time to cut. As simple as that, to go on a little mini cut. Now, another great benefit is we talk about the body fat control, improving your hormones. I noted it down here. It improves your hormones, so your testosterone level. It lowers your body fat percentage. And also, our end goal, even after the bulk, is looking good lean, right? Even when you're bulking, it's because you want to cut after, right? A lot of times we want to bulk, but then the end goal is cutting and looking good on the beach and being lean. Well, by taking mini cuts, you're able to kind of not push the bulk too far where you have to cut a lot more longer later on, all right? Because then you're controlling your body fat percentage, and with the mini cuts, you're kind of bringing it back to where you want to be and reevaluating things. It really helps you put things in perspective. And a lot of people, once they go on a mini cut, they realize that maybe it's time for them to stop the bulk. All right. It really depends on each person. I want to keep it as general as possible. Let's talk about the training. All right, let's talk about the training. So basically, when you're working out, a lot of people, when they're cutting, they start going a lot on machines. They start neglecting the compound lifts. They start taking it easy at the gym and lowering the intensity. I guess this is the last thing you want to do when you're cutting, and I'll tell you why. Because then you'll start losing muscle mass. You're not gonna optimize your muscle mass. You won't You don't want to be losing and dropping muscle mass as you're cutting as well. All right, then you'll be feeling flat and you won't love what you're seeing in the mirror. So keep those compound movements in, keep the bench, the squat, the deadlift in. Now what you can do, because you're eating less food, it would be to do less frequency or less volume. So either less volume, less frequency. I prefer doing less volume. So instead of doing an hour and a half, I would do 45, 60 minutes of workouts. All right. But I would keep my training intense. You don't want to be dropping the intensity on your workouts. You want to keep doing the heavy stuff. That's what will keep that good impact on your hormonal system, on your hormones, on your testosterone levels, on your muscle mass, on your central nervous system, and will help you keep progressing, gaining muscle mass, or maintaining. Some people can gain on a cut. Yes, some people can. So, or maintaining. A lot of people lose a lot of muscles on their cut because they start training on machines and they start just doing more reps and not going to failure because they're scared of getting injured because they're on a cut. Well, it makes sense. I'm not saying do PRs, but still keep those compound lifts and those free weight exercises. All right. Keep the intensity high. If you want to drop something, would be the volume. In terms of cardio, I would say, I'll tell you about the diet a little bit, it's coming. In terms of cardio, I would say keep walking daily. A lot of people on their bulk, they stop walking. They stop doing cardio. They're bulking, they go to the gym, they eat, and they're laying on the couch all day. That's not very beneficial for your body or for your food partitioning, for your absorption of your food. Walking will help also your stomach, your digestive system get going, and it will help you get hungry again, all right? When you don't walk, you don't do any cardio, you're not moving, a lot of times it will slow down your digestion. The stomach is a muscle, so when you walk, it will help you also get some blood and will also help take some nutrients, send them to your legs. Your walking is just will help you more with your insulin sensitivity. So walking is great, even on a cut, even on a bulk. I never stop walking every single day, at least 10,000 steps a day. And it helped me, if I'm on a bulk, it helped me stay lean. All right, it helped me with my insulin sensitivity. It helped me with my food absorption because now you're absorbing better. 10-minute walk after a meal helps your body absorb and the muscles absorb the food better. The digestion improves instead of just lying down on the couch or taking a nap. And also it helps me with hunger because now you moved a bit and you get hungrier again, so you're able to eat. Your body becomes like a machine. You're walking, you're eating, and on a cut, well, obviously helps you burn some calories, but also helps a lot with food absorption as well. All right, insulin sensitivity. So with the diet, what's important when you're going on a mini cut for the diet is the carbs intake. All right, because that's where you want to adjust the most. That's where I would adjust the most. Yes, you want to be in a deficit, but it's most importantly the impacts that lowering your carbs will have on your insulin, all right, your body's absorption to insulin. So like I said, before you were overeating, let's say carbs every single meal, you're bulking, your blood sugar is always high and your body doesn't want any more carbs because your muscle glycogen are just full, all right? They're full, they don't want any more. There's a limited amount of storage in your muscle glycogen. But now you go on this mini cut, you're dropping your calories, and most importantly, you're dropping your carbs. So now you're eating less carbs. So you're using your muscle glycogen that you already had stored for your workouts, but you're not replenishing it as much. All right, so now your muscles get hungry again. Now your system is like, hey, we need the food. What's going on? Your body starts getting hungry. That sponge starts drying out, and that's what will help you reabsorb it a lot better once you reintroduce those carbs in. All right, so the impact, the bigger impact, because you could drop your carbs, but also just increase your fats a lot, which will keep you in a surplus, but that's not ideal neither. You don't want to overdo the fats. You want to stay in a deficit. That's an important thing. That's the rule number one. Rule number two, you want to drop your carbs in a point where you're maybe just eating carbs pre or post workout, or pre and post workout, depending on your workload. But you want to let those muscle glycogen kind of slowly get depleted. Slowly. Yes, it's not a yes, you might not feel or look as good. You might feel a little bit flat, or your workouts you might not be as strong. But after those 4 or 5 weeks, once you reintroduce them, your body and your muscles will just absorb them so much better. All right, and you will get back that optimization of your absorption of nutrients. All right, so it's hard for me to say only post or only pre. Me, I take pre and post just because I train a lot. I train 7 days a week and I've been doing it for over 10 years. I have a high muscle mass compared to the normal guy. All right. But if you're beginner, maybe take just pre or post workout. Maybe just go for post workout, and you'll see sometimes dropping your carbs, well, it will increase your testosterone levels. It will have a good impact on your hormones if you do it the right way and not for too long. That's it for this video. Hopefully you liked it. Hopefully you learned something. Hopefully I was clear. Leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe if it's not done, and let me know what you guys think. I'll see you soon. Let me know if you want me to do more videos like that. Okay.